Hey you guys, it's me, Jenny Stone. I hope you're doing really well. This reading is for Capricorns. I know you guys haven't seen me in quite some time, but I just decided I'll do a reading seeing as I have some time free. So this is not time sensitive, so whenever you watch this video, you can pay attention to this message, whether it resonates with you. Hopefully it will. But everyone is different, so we all going through different life paths, and so let's see what shows up for Capricorn. Capricorn, you have the Empress. Oh, it's so pretty, that card. Showing better. Capricorn, Five of Swords. Five of Swords has shown up a few times. That's interesting. Oh, Five of Cups, that's different. We haven't had the Five of Cups yet. Five represents going through either changes or challenges. So sometimes it can be challenging changes, like altogether. But the Empress, as you can see, she's pregnant with the universe. She has the world. Actually has the world in her belly, not the... Well, she kind of does have the... Looks like it's the sky and the... So it could be. And she has a lot of fishes on the side. So sometimes the Empress can be literal. It can represent pregnancies. Can also represent abundance, plenty. It can be connected, well, it's connected to Venus, so sometimes it can be connected to love or money. Five of Swords represents something like facing some kind of defeat. And then the Five of Cups represents dissatisfaction with something. Now, the Empress could also represent a person. If it represents a person, it can be a mother figure, can be a wife, so sort of like a serious partner, or just, you know, an important woman in your life. So I honestly feel like for some people, they're going to either discover that their partner is having a baby, or maybe they are. But I feel like it's gonna come with difficulties. Maybe it's because it's you know, unplanned. You know, I kind of feel like that. Like, you might be like, oh, the timing of this isn't exactly what we wanted right now. So it's kind of like the change will be obviously a new life, and the challenge is the challenge of being a parent, or, you know, having to take on the responsibility of a new life. Even if it doesn't play out as a child, like the scenario doesn't play out as a child, it can be just whatever you're bringing in, whatever like the Empress, you know, births. And obviously sometimes you can birth all different things. A creative project, for instance, you know, you can bring into manifestation, you know. Work situation can be brought into manifestation also. But it kind of shows that a lot of this headache you're getting will be connected to this woman that is over here. And maybe the choices that either she has decided to make, or maybe maybe your association with this person. Now, the difficulty is how you handle whatever is coming in that is now your responsibility. So even if, like I said, it's not a child, it's definitely something that comes with a responsibility that is coming through for you. And being that the moon is also in this depiction, it shows that this may not have been something that you were aware of coming through, or it could also be showing, again, a lot of feminine energy coming from this card as well. Also, the moon represents your intuition. So some of you guys may have sensed, that somebody was pregnant, or sensed that something was coming through, almost like you almost like you could see the pattern in something, because the moon also represents cycles. So I don't know if this is a cycle you've been through before, so you kind of sensed that it was going to happen again, like something was coming back again. Maybe even to do with this person, like a person coming back again, or a scenario resurfacing. But with it resurfacing, it's like, oh great, there's that kind of energy. Like, out of all the times, out of all the places, out of all the things that could have taken place, like, it's just this I don't need this right now kind of vibe that your cards kind of give. And the Nine of Cups is like you're just completely despondent, like you can't see the positive in this situation, almost like you're just like, I'm just not in the space to kind of look at this situation in a different light. There's no hangman vibe about this, where it's like you're prepared to sort of see it from an enlightened point of view. It's like you're more seeing things in terms of how it may affect you, how it affects your life or your situation right now. And I kind of feel like for some of you guys, you just didn't want the change. It's almost like when you get so comfortable with your life as it is, and you're like, oh, finally things seem to be settling into place, and now all of a sudden I have this additional responsibility, or now all of a sudden this other thing is coming through, and it's like, the life that I was used to, the way I was used to doing things, the way I was used to operating and stuff, is now, it's like it's being threatened by this thing that is coming through, and it's just making you feel like, oh, like that's not what I wanted. And I feel like the reason why you feel that way, for some of you guys, you may have like finally felt like things are stable. Like maybe for quite some time you were going through challenges of your own, and things kind of felt all over the place, or they felt kind of uncertain, and then all of a sudden you find this sense of, okay, now everything is falling into place, and then all of a sudden something comes in to change all that. So let's see what is underneath the cards. The Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a good card. It's basically telling you, be patient, deal with whatever it is head on, and it's going to be fine. You are planting new seeds at this time, and these seeds are growing. They're going to bear fruit later on down the line. So it's like, don't worry too much, because your situation, is yes, it may form some changes, but it's like this card is telling you change isn't a bad thing, and it's just a case of you are going to have to nurture these seeds. So whatever is coming through, you're going to have to take care of it. You're going to have to be responsible. You're going to have to make sure everything is all right, and of course that's going to take up your time. And it's going to mean that you're not going to be the center focus anymore, or you may have to make some sacrifices and commit yourself to something other than just yourself. But it's not a bad thing. So if you're all of a sudden discovering you have something that comes out of the woodwork that needs to be taken care of, the cards are saying, just you already know that you can do it. You know, you're just complaining because of the inconvenience of it, but you know that you can do it. So just do it. Just do it and get it done. And you know, and do it well. And being that you're a Capricorn, I'm sure you will. So it's just that you're gonna moan about it first, which is another like really Capricorn thing to do. Sort of moan and complain, but you end up doing the right thing anyway. So peace and many blessings to you, Capricorn. Let's see who's next. Next is gonna be Taurus. Let me do it like that to make sure they're all upright. Taurus. Taurus, you have the Justice card. With the Lovers card. With the King of Wands. So some of you guys, it's about love. It's about things being sort of hot and heavy and steamy. And it's about you guys moving into greater commitments. Deciding to make things official, or deciding to agree on something with your partner. So you've made a big choice, made a big step in your relationship. Some of you guys, this legal commitment could be you guys, you know, moving in together, like signing a lease or buying a house together, or you know, actually getting married or having marriage plans or making some decisions for the future. That's kind of what I see. But, you know, justice more represents the legal side, like the contracts and the agreements. That's why I was saying it could be like you buy a house, like obviously both your names are on that house, or, you know, you decide to rent a property, both your names are on the tenancy agreement, like that kind of thing, like making it sort of more official legally, your relationship, or the, you know, what you have going on with this person. But the King of Wands is like a fire sign. Specifically, it's more like a Leo kind of energy. Is it more? Yeah. Well, Aries actually. Well, no, Leo. It's more of a Leo energy. The King of Wands. So it could be that you're hooking up with a Leo, or it could be that they just have some of that kind of energy, where it's kind of like it's fun, it's exciting, it's somebody that is very has a lot of energy. They're quite positive, or they like to see the more positive side of things. They like to have a good time. Sometimes they can throw caution to the wind. They have good leadership qualities. The only thing with Leo is sometimes they can be a bit, you know, too self-absorbed. At times they think everything revolves around them at times. But when they're not sort of doing that, they can definitely be quite fun to be with and socialize with and stuff like that, you know, as long as you don't mind you sort of, you know, having to try to share the limelight with them. But it may not always be easy. But I see a good dynamic here. It's definitely beneficial for relationships. It's beneficial for if you are single, will you be able to meet somebody? Could that be the case? I think if you're single, you're making a decision about somebody, to be honest. Making a decision about what you think about somebody, you know. Maybe you already have a love interest, like somebody that you think, oh, maybe we could be in a relationship. Maybe we could try out something. Yeah. You could be even meeting somebody in a legal environment as well. Like come across somebody in I don't know, courthouse, or while sorting out some kind of legal thing you have to do. You meet somebody that can be, you know, quite fun and exciting. or you could just be thinking of somebody that you already know, that you think, oh, maybe we could be together, maybe we could have a relationship, but you haven't really acted on it yet. If that's the case, I think that this person could be right for you, and it could make for a really nice union, especially if you are sort of the bit more like adventurous type, and I think it could be a positive outcome. It's interesting that this tattoo on her arm, it looks, when I first looked at it, it kind of looked like it was like almost mimicking these scales, but then it actually looks like a bit like a Cupid's bow. But because I'm seeing it also looking like scales for some reason, it's kind of making me think that there is a woman. The woman in the situation is the one that has either the doubts, or the one that is questioning things, or the one that has the choice to make. Could be even having a choice between more than one person as well, more than one partner too. Could be showing up for somebody. It's either the woman or the person that carries the more feminine energy has some choices to make concerning a partnership with their significant other. Or for some of you guys that just have a love interest, you might have more than one love interest that you could potentially that could be a potential partner for you. You got the Seven of Cups card as your shadow as well. So did the last reading I did. They got the Seven of Pentacles. I mean, did I say Cups? Seven of Pentacles. So this is a good card, because it shows that you're basically creating the foundations of what could be a long-lasting relationship. But it really comes from both of you guys really making the effort towards the relationship. So if for some of you guys you're in a relationship that has run into some problems, it's saying that you need to take more time to invest in your relationship, to invest in your partner, to invest in the two of you, developing a stronger union, committing yourself further to each other, and being able to be there for each other and fulfill each other's needs based on knowing what those needs are. So like I was saying about that, Leo energy, where sometimes it can be a bit more about the self and not about other people. It's kind of saying, like, if you want to build a strong relationship, it has to be less about the self and more about, okay, what does my partner require of me? What does and essentially your partner saying, what do they need to provide you, So it's kind of like an element of selflessness, being able to give sort of care and nurture and take the time out, spending quality time together, and really sort of working on things and putting in the energy to build like a close bond with your partner at this time, Taurus. So many blessings to you. I'll be seeing you. Okay. Oh, and I really should have said to Taurus as well. Sorry, Taurus. I really should have also given an interpretation just in case these cards don't actually reflect a relationship. I just sort of saw a relationship because of lovers, but the lovers can also represent a partnership as well of some kind. So it can also represent a business partnership. I just want to say that before totally ending your reading. And also, if it represents something outside of a relationship, it represents big choices and decisions, because the lovers and justice can both represent needing to make a choice or a decision, but it still is in relation to another person though. So so you may be thinking, should I have this person work with this person as a business partner? Should I hire this person? in, you know, the place that I work. So it's almost like you're questioning. You have some questions surrounding somebody that is coming in or somebody that is around you at this time. So yes, so right now is the time to kind of weigh up the pros and the cons, to kind of make a decision about this person. You may be wondering, you know, you may be thinking, you know, should I make the choice of investing in this person, or this person investing in my company, or me doing business with this person? So it could be, it's definitely your relationship with somebody else, but sometimes that relationship obviously can take on different forms. But there is a need for certainty before moving forward. So I think this is a time to sort of gain information, find out what you can about this individual, to see, you know, whether this partnership or union or whatever you got going on is gonna really work. So yes, that's Taurus. And now we're going to do Virgo. So let's go Virgo. Let's see what is coming through for the Virgos. Oops, I did that card just then. Okay. Oops. Virgo, your card is the Six of Swords, Nine of Cups, Four of Swords. Oh, I like that. I like that Four of Swords a whole lot. Your cards are showing that you are safe and secure, even when you may not always feel like you are. Okay? Give that one. So you're safe. You're all cozied up in your nest. I can imagine that for a Virgo. Like, you know, you want to feel comfortable. You're all cozied up in your own little environment, your own little space on your own without other people. But I love that she has a heart in her nest. So it shows that, yeah, she's by herself, but it doesn't mean that she's not connecting with other people. So these cards could be speaking of a relationship. If that's the case, the Nine of Cups says a dream or wish or a desire will come true for you. It was a difficult process leading up to this dream, wish, or desire coming through, but you've reached it. Some of you, your desire and your dream could be to do with retreating away, maybe even partaking in some form of self-care, making sure your body is taken care of. Virgo, health is really important usually to Virgos. So if you felt your health has been a bit out of whack, you may be getting that in order through, like I said, self-care and putting your needs as a priority at this time. If you need rest and recuperation, it could be a good time for you to focus on that. Because that heart is drawing me to a relationship, and the heart is on a string as well. Like, some of you guys may be feeling like you didn't make any progress in a relationship. Like, maybe you wanted to move a relationship forward, but it either didn't happen or it was really difficult to make that happen. And then the Nine of Cups says that, you know, you get the opportunity with this individual. And even though you and that person may be at a distance, maybe this person either lives abroad or just lives maybe in a different city or town to you or something like that. So there may be times where you spend alone or separated from them. You still have a close loving connection with them, and it's like you appreciate the time that you do spend with this individual. The Six of Swords is also, 6 represents balance, harmony. Can represent your family, people that are close to you. 9 is the humanitarian, can also represent a completion. 4 again is your stability. So your thoughts are being brought into harmony right now. So if you are prone to anxiety or being quite uptight about things, the Six of Swords is saying things will be brought into harmony for you and peace and balance. Which, if that's what you've been desiring, which I think some of you have with the Nine of Cups card, is saying is coming to you right now. Something you left behind is no longer going to be a problem for you. So it's almost like your cards are saying fully let go of what you've left behind, because it's no longer serving you and it's no longer going to play a part in your life anymore. So this Nine of Cups that is coming through is saying fully embrace the moment, fully embrace the now. God, my eyes are getting so sleepy. This is going to be my last reading for the day, and this is literally the last sign as well. So I'm gonna get through this, and then I'm gonna prepare myself for bed. So the Nine of Cups is basically, saying that you have to be present in the moment. Don't focus on what happened in the past, because it's all in the past, and it's almost like to say to leave it there. You'll find so much more joy in just being happy with what you have now, what your life is now, and where your life can go as a result of where you are right now. I feel like a lot of you guys are you have a greater sense of peace and a greater sense of well-being that is coming through with this Four of Swords. So it's almost like I see less worries for you and more relaxation, more opportunities to kind of rest your mind and allow your mind to be at peace. So that's that. And underneath you have the Seven of Swords. So you might be retreating fully away from people at this time. It's like people honestly either may not see you that much, or you may be keeping yourself away from others. You may be hiding out from other people. But I think that this is just a good time for you to really again spend time on yourself, caring for yourself, making sure that you're okay, doing what you need to do. Something even just was telling me maybe you have to increase your water intake. For some of you guys, it's almost like intuitively I'm sensing that if you drink more water, you're going to feel a lot better within yourself. Because I kind of feel like some of you guys might be either dealing with feeling quite groggy, like mentally and stuff, and sometimes that kind of grogginess can be because you're like dehydrated. Sometimes, water, just as clear as water is, water can also provide clarity to the mind when you're well hydrated. So that was just a random message, but that was just what was coming through, especially as I was holding this Four of Swords and then looking at this Nine of Cups card. So and then even the Six of Swords has water in it as well. So yes, be open to this relaxation and this time, this quality time spent by yourself. Okay. Peace and many blessings to you, Virgo. I'll be seeing you. Bye.